Hi everyone, it's Andrea, and I am so excited to be back. I know I haven't been posting as regularly because I've been busy working on something really special. My new book, Power Apps, Tips, Tricks, and Best Practices. And today I'm here with my incredible co-author, Tim Weinzapfel, to share some behind-the-scenes stories and Power Apps tips.
Thank you, Andrea, for allowing me to come on with you. Hi, everyone. It has been a fantastic journey working with you and writing this book, and we are excited to share it with everyone today.
We have poured so much into this book, and today we'll give you a sneak peek into some of our favorite tips and the writing process. Quick story to kick us off. Tim and I did not know each other before writing this book. We were introduced by our publishing company, Pact, and we were told to write a book together.
Which Andrea met, we were in different time zones. We had different schedules, so we had to kind of coordinate all that, which did make it fun and challenging.
Yeah. And this honestly could have gone really sideways. It could have been completely different. We could have not worked well together. One of us couldn't, wouldn't have held up our end of the chapters. So I'm super thankful for you, and I'm so happy that it worked out. And I'm so excited that the book is finally launched and on Amazon and Packed. So, yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the process. Writing this book wasn't just about the technical knowledge, it was about combining our unique perspectives. And I loved that we were able to balance our strengths. You mainly focused on Power BI and data, while I focused on Power Apps and integrating with other tools. What stood out to you about our collaboration?
So I'll agree with you about how we were able to balance our strengths. I think that diversity of our experience was really key. So, like you said, you have that key Power Apps experience, the user experience. I have the Power BI. I've done more work with, I've done work with SharePoint. So I think the fact that we were able to bring different experiences is what really made this a dynamic project.
Absolutely. And while it wasn't without its challenges, like finishing a chapter deadline and approving editor edits and reading through and incorporating our technical reviewer Alex's feedback with it all within the same week, we had a lot of fun moments too. I loved hearing about your adventures in Banff National Park. It really gave me ideas about, what I would do when I visit Banff. And I loved hearing about your family lake trip that you took over the summer. It was really, really great to get to know you on a personal level since we probably would not have met if it wasn't for this book. So I'm happy our publishing company brought us together.
I agree with that completely, and it was just such a fantastic opportunity to work with you.
All right. So let's dive into the good stuff. Our top Power Apps tips from the book. Tim, want to kick us off?
So there's two sections in the book that I really like, and that I would also, recommend. And the first one is we have a section on variables, and that talks about covering the different types of variables in Power Apps, such as context variables and global variables and collections. The one reason why I really like this is variables are so critical to just application development in general. So really understanding that in Power Apps, I think is very key. And of course, the second chapter, which is very near and dear to my heart, is we have a chapter on integrating Power Apps with Power BI. So that's adding Power BI reports to your Power App or adding a Power App embedded into your Power BI report. So we go into detail on that. Andrea, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, those are some really great tips. I think for me, what I want the viewer to get out of this is the importance of solutions. And, you know, being that it's chapter two of the entirety of the chapter and, you know, super important for readers to understand how before they even start a project in Power Apps, they should be creating a solution for it. The governance and the deployments and even down to having the same prefix in the schemas of the tables and the columns, and then being able to build, these Power Apps portals or Canvas apps or model driven apps from within the solution, I think is my biggest tip from the book. Another important thing I think is the Copilot chapter. With AI and Copilot really being the center of attention right now in tech and in so many other industries, I think it's important to kind of get ahead of the game and understand how to build with Copilot and what AI really means and how you can use it in your day-to-day life in, your businesses and your organizations. So I think these two chapters really stand out to me, and I think there's so much great knowledge in both of them that the readers can get out of.
Yeah, and those are 4 topics we touched on, but they're all many more within this book. And our goal was to try to bring in a number of different areas on how you can use Power Apps. So you'll find lots of actionable advice in the book.
Yeah. And that's a great point. This book isn't just for Power Apps enthusiasts. This is for business users and beginners, and all of these different people can really find value in this book. We've included chapters on integrating tools like Power BI, SharePoint, Teams, Copilot, Outlook. So you can really get something out of this book, even if it's not, every single chapter. I think there's something in there for everybody.
Agreed. And if we think about the first chapter, we start off just talking about project planning, which is very key, and project management. We touch on that. So we really tried to think about it from a sort of a timeline of your development. So the planning of the project, the solutions, working in different environments, and so on.
Yeah. And we'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to drop your Power Apps questions in the comments. Tim and I will hopefully collab again in the future, so we might be able to answer those questions in a future video. I'm also including Tim's LinkedIn here in the description, and Tim also has a YouTube channel where he integrates Power BI with other Power Platform applications such as Power Apps and Power Automate. So go give him a subscribe. He has a lot of really useful content as well.
Right. Thanks, Andrew, for that call out. And of course, like Andrea talked about, let us know your favorite tips or success stories in the comments. So we'd love to just see and hear from the community and build together.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to grab your copy of the Power Apps Tips, Tricks, and Best Practices. This is available on Amazon and PAC's website. I've added both links in the description below.
Thank you. Thanks, Andrea. And we can't wait to hear from you, and let us know what you think.
Yeah, stay tuned for more videos and tips, and I will see you next time.